Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the month of March. This is a huge culmination point. We have so many planets in Aquarius, and we've also got a lunar eclipse. This is a huge month for realizations and transformations. So let me get going here and tell you all that's going to be happening this month. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is where Mars is, because Mars, I always say, is the trigger point. It is where the action is. And what's so significant about this month is that Mars, well, it's going to be in Aquarius for quite some time. It actually entered into Aquarius February 23rd, and it's going to be there till April 2nd. So it is there for that duration. And while it's in Aquarius, it is going to dig up the deepest, darkest stuff. Now, Mars does deal with anger. Mars deals with rage, frustration, anger, violence, and weapons. And I think this is the month that all what has been building comes to a culmination point. Now, I'm looking at the time when Mars will be conjoining Rahu. And when that happens, Rahu is explosive and big and magnifies Mars. This is going to be around March 13th and 14th. You will see explosive events. And I think we're starting out this month with explosive events. And once Mars does go into Aquarius, we have what's called the Kala Sarpa Yoga. Now remember, I am a Vedic sidereal astrologer, so all of this is where the planets truly are in the heavens. And what Kala Sarpa is, actually means time serpent yoga, but it means that all the planets and the outer planets don't occupy this yoga, but when all the planets are on one side of Rahu and Ketu. When this happens, it's a time of karmic destiny, things that have to happen. Now, we're going to have this Kala Sarpa Yoga going on all the way through June, but you're going to see things that have been building that need to happen to clear the air will happen during this time. And this month, I see it most profoundly. So what I want you to know is that Mars, when it hits Rahu, it's going to hit in the sign of Aquarius around 14 degrees. And this is so significant. This whole month is significant around that degree mark, because we actually even have Mercury going retrograde. Well, it will be retrograde almost this whole month. It started retrograde in February, but it's going to go direct by March 21st. But around that time, when Mercury is slowing down, it's coming together with Mars and Rahu. Mercury will be conjunct Rahu during that time. This is another huge event. Mercury deals with travel. Mercury deals with communications. But I want to go back to the anger, the violence of the Mars Rahu. In this sign, in this nakshatra, Shatabishak, this nakshatra is so powerful. It actually deals with so many of the things that I say are coming, which is we're going to get more inundated with alien life, what's happening out there in space. And here's the next thing I want to talk about before I go into so much detail with that. I want to talk about this total lunar eclipse that's happening the beginning of this month on March 3rd. This total lunar eclipse, remember, a lunar eclipse is a full moon. The solar eclipse is a new moon, and we had the solar eclipse already happen February 17th, and that's the seed that's planted, the new beginning of something. And then 2 weeks later, we have the full moon, which the new moon, then the full moon, but these are actually a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. And with this, I want you to know, 2 weeks after the solar eclipse, it's like it sheds light on something. It brings something to the forefront that we didn't know. I guarantee you there's so much information coming up that we don't know about. It's going to be pretty shocking to most people, but in the long run, it's going to bring the peace that we have been hoping for and need. So this lunar eclipse, it's happening in Leo. As a matter of fact, it's going to be about 18 degrees Leo, sidereal Leo, and it's going to be very close to K2. This is a K2 lunar eclipse. The moon is with K2. And K2 represents the past. And what I'm trying to say is from the solar eclipse, 2 weeks later, many things from the past are being revealed. And this can even be in your own personal life. Take note of this. This is bringing up so much information for all of us. But you know, all those conspiracy theories that were made fun of, we're starting to realize most of them aren't conspiracy theories. The truth about all this is coming out now from the past. And this is going to be revelations. It's going to be really revolutionary, the changes and the things that we truly discovered that we thought wasn't possible. It's going to change everything. This is the beginning of where the light is cast about the past and the changes that will evolve out of this. The healing that's going to evolve out of this is going to change our world. So now is the beginning. But another thing is the fact that this full moon is happening, this lunar eclipse, in the nakshatra Purva Falguni. That is a nakshatra of wealth and prosperity. And with all these planets being in Aquarius, Jupiter is casting a trine from Gemini to all these Aquarian planets. I think the stock market and the economy are going to be elevated. Everyone's talking about a crash. I don't see it. I don't know where they're coming from this. Are they astrologers that say this? Probably not, because this is a expansive degree point in the zodiac, as well as the points of the air signs. Now, these air signs are really, really interesting because, you know, I went back to the last time that we found Rahu conjunct Mars in the nakshatra Shatabishak. Going back, it seemed like every time. Now, let me remind everyone that Mars will conjunct Rahu every 2 years, but not in the same sign. Okay, so it's the sign, but I'm taking it down to a smaller, deeper level, the nakshatra, because it seemed like every time it was in Purva Bhadrapada, which is in Aquarius as well. But going back to a very specific time that they came together, conjoined, in Aquarius, in Shatabishak, I came up with the date 1896. So going back, what happened then? That's a long time ago. X-rays were discovered, and X-rays are what really changed our medical how we heal, what we're looking for, finding disease and problems. And I predict now, because of AI, and here's another thing, Aquarius is all about the future of technology, right? We're talking about a nakshatra that deals with space and discovery. Yes, some of the last times that Rahu was transiting in Aquarius, remember that's every 18 and a half years that it occurs, I went back and found 1969. That was actually the beginning of the internet. As well as 1969, well, a lot of people say it didn't happen. I was around, we were watching our television when we put the first man on the moon. I know a lot of people are going to say it didn't happen. Okay. But another thing that happened when Rahu was in Aquarius was the iPhone came out in 2007. This is phenomenal. It's about invention and change. So my prediction is, especially with Mars activating this point in the zodiac, so powerful. It's at 14 degrees. And that's actually in the Pada. And in the D9, it's in Rahu's D9, which is the Navamsha degree. So it's all powerful for Rahu and discovery, Shatabhishak. This month, watch and see what kind of medical discoveries come out. It's the beginning of a new way of healing. Furthermore, this nakshatra is said to be the Sky Watcher. It's said to be the 100 healers, which deals with healing, and the Sky Watcher. And let me just say, the Sky Watcher means everything to do with what's out in space. And this deals with our alien extraterrestrial friends. There will be more accounts and proof of this. I don't know that they're going to come out with the actual disclosure. I think that's due to happen in June and July. It's coming, but more sightings, more information, it's all coming out this month. And with AI being so extreme this month, we're going to get all sorts of new information and developments with AI. It is going to be a big month for these developments. You'll see. And maybe that's why we're getting more about the aliens and more about new healing modalities. Because AI, the aliens, and healing modalities are all connected. Do you get it? Yes, they're all connected. The information we're getting, where is it coming from? And why is AI so big the same year that the alien disclosure is coming out? All right. You get my drift here. So the only problem with this month that I don't like is attacks and anger and violence. That's another thing that's still happening. So this is one of the most amazing months because another thing that's happening is the Mercury retrograde. Mercury, as I said, it will go retrograde on the 21st. I mean, not retrograde, it's going to go direct. But what I'm saying is it's going to be retrograde the whole month is what I actually wanted to say. But by the 21st, it will stop and change and turn direct. And it will be on the same degree that Mars and Rahu converge together. So this is what, about, I'm going to say, from a week or so later, when Mercury turns direct with Rahu, this deals with our communications. Everything will shift. Now, the day that it changes, I know it's going direct, things go haywire. Watch and see. And so much is going to be happening with traveling, with airplanes, with the technology with airplanes, but this also rules computers and outages. You're going to see this whole month is going to be crazy with technology and outages and things that are going to be happening. So back up your computer. But around the 21st, this is going to be where things shift. People will even change their minds because Mercury rules our mind and how we process information. When it changes direction, so does our mind change. We look at things differently. And Mercury is how we connect and communicate and travel. You will see this will be the craziest month with travel and computer glitches, problems. All of this is about to become unveiled like never before. You're going to see this does deal with the Sky Watcher. But what I see most of all is this shift. And this is an awakening that you will actually feel the difference this month. Pay attention to how you feel. You're going to feel different. You're going to even look at things differently. This I can promise you. I am calling this month the beginning, just the beginning of the great awakening that will happen this year. I am positive. Now let me talk about March 11th. March 11th is when Jupiter will turn direct. Jupiter's been retrograde for quite some time. And that does actually put a retrograde feel to the economy and the future. And now it's going to be turning direct at 20 degrees of Gemini. Now, Gemini is all about trade and communications and travel. And I think it's going to do well for the United States because it's actually in the sign, the sun sign for the United States, which is Gemini, which is actually the sun in the chart I use for the US is 22 degrees of Gemini. So Jupiter is shifting and it's going to go over the sun. Things are going to be really prospering here. And that also rules the president and his tariffs. Things are going to be prosperous while Jupiter is in Gemini. And it's going to be in Gemini all the way till June 1st. Now there is a new moon that I want to talk about that will be happening on March 18th. It's at 4 degrees of Pisces. So now everything that's in Aquarius towards the end of the month is shifting over to being in Pisces. So it's going to be in Pisces and it's going to be early Pisces. As a matter of fact, this new moon happens at 4 degrees of Pisces and I don't like that because it is so close to that fixed star that really makes me worry, Sheet. And it's going to be within a 3-degree orb, 2 degrees of Sheet. And this is a star of sorrow. It is a star of sorrow. And I want you to be aware that it deals a lot with shipwrecks, things happening on the oceans, dealing with floods and storms. So this is the time to look out because there will be severity in weather and storms. Big time. But another thing is, there will be a huge turning point this month with a new level of awareness, people in their awareness. The truth becomes clearer and clearer and clearer, whether you want to accept it or not. Many people will not want to accept it. Because you know why? You know what's really coming up right now? What people are starting to understand, whether they want to or not, is that we have been lied to for so long. I'm not talking about just our generation. This goes way back. And it's starting to become clearer and clearer. And not only that, all the belief systems around religion. This is happening in Pisces. Pisces is I believe. And Pisces is the time we're in the age of Pisces. We entered the age of Pisces 2,000 years ago. And this sets up our whole belief systems based on our religious beliefs. All of that is changing. Whether you want to admit it or not, people are changing what they believe. And basically, with the facts of everything the way they are, we're starting to understand how we've been lied to our entire lives. So, as Mercury stations conjunct Rahu, this is around the same time that the new moon happens. So the new moon happens on March 18th, but we also have Mercury stationing, meaning it's changing directions with Rahu. Now that is happening at 14 degrees of Aquarius, which is such a powerful midpoint. It is the midpoint in Aquarius, which is the most powerful point. 14, 15 degrees of Aquarius. Why? Because it is in the same Navamsha. In other words, it's Virgotama, power. Rahu's Navamsha. Incredible. Rahu is extremes. Rahu is destiny. Rahu is the future. And Rahu is our karma. It's all coming to the forefront this month. So let me go back to the fact that this lunar eclipse that happens at the beginning of the month is bringing out all the hidden agendas and things that people used to laugh at, saying, oh, that's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. We're going to be getting truth. And another thing that I see this month because of the Sky Watcher is there's going to be more people listening to astrology. Astrology is the divine science. It's been around since the beginning of time. And it's not going away because it is a science and it does help give us guidance and sight into the darkness. Do you realize that in the ancient Vedic scriptures of India, they have the oldest reference to astrology through talking about the nakshatras? And the Vedas, they are said to be, get this, the eyes of the Vedas. Astrology is the eyes of the Vedas, and it's called Jyotish, which means science of light. Speaking of, I need to remind everyone to go to my website, sign up for my free newsletter. Go to galacticcenter.org, and while you're there, please take note of my Patreon group. If you want to meet with me every week and talk with me live, join my Patreon. And not only that, if you want to know how this whole lunar eclipse, Mercury retrograde, everything I'm talking about is going to affect you personally, you have to get my galactic planner. I have written these predictions. You will get them, and it's about you, not necessarily the whole consciousness of what's going on in the world. This is about you personally. So go to galacticplanner.com. And last but not least, if you want to study with me and become my student, it is not too late to get into my live classes for semester 1. Go to universityofvedicastrology.com. And let me get to the most important part of this talk about March, because all the hidden agendas, all of the lies, all of the deceit, and the mass media that's been controlling our minds, things are coming out now that cannot be denied. The truth, it is coming out. And things that we never thought would. Maybe it's something to do with these Epstein files too, but it's more than that. It goes down, it goes deep. And what I want you to do is to recognize what is coming up for you this month from the past that is actually blocking you from your success in your future. It will be revealed to you this month. Pay attention. You'll get past memories, past realizations. That's what you need to look at, and that is what you need to change in order to let go of, to create success and a new life. This is a huge opportunity this month. I kid you not. And this can be a huge revolutionary change within your life. But more than anything, I think this month is going to be the realization of the things that are going to bring us to a better world. It's finally coming out. And let me just say this. With this will be an evolution of humanity to a higher consciousness. So I get that the collective consciousness is elevating. We're becoming more aware. And I'm going to say this with all of my heart. I know this is true, that this is the evolution of the collective consciousness that is shifting humanity. This is happening now. With this eclipse energy, it's happening now. Get ready, and it is time for you to receive your gift, your energy from this wonderful time of the lunar eclipse, revealing the light of what it's all about. It's here. Then the Mars, surfacing the anger of what we need to look for. And last but not least, this Mercury retrograde is giving us the ability to go back and review and really recollect what we need to know to come from a better place of higher consciousness and transform ourselves, therefore transforming and changing humanity and the world. So with that, I think I'll close. If you would like more information on me, remember, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Thank you.